For this video tutorial to be effective, I will be using this format. First, I will flash each question for about 10 seconds, and you may pause the video whenever you want to give yourself time to try out each question. And finally, I'll explain each question. I'll give you some tips and strategies on how to solve each question. Are you ready? Here we go. In solving multi-step equations with variables on both sides, the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that you simplify both sides of the equations. Sometimes there are parentheses in the equation, so you need to do first distributive property, and also, if possible, you need to combine like terms. Once you have simplified both sides of the equation, the next thing that you need to do is to decide where you want to keep the variable, because that will help you decide where to place the constant. And then you need to eliminate the numbers or variables by applying inverse operations. Once you get the value for the variable, you need to check your answer by plugging it in back to the equation. Question number 1. Negative 8 times the quantity 5m plus 6 is equal to negative 248. In this question, I will do the inverse operation first for multiplying by negative 8. So I will divide both sides by negative 8. And negative 8 divided by negative 8 is positive 1. So left side is only now 5m plus 6 is equal to the right side. Negative divided by negative is positive. And you can do this mentally because 8 can go into 24 3 times. And then 8 can go to 8 once. So that means 248 divided by 8 is just 31. Doing the inverse operation for this equation, I will subtract 6 first to both sides. 6 and negative 6 will be 0. So you have 5m is equal to 31 minus 6 is 25. And what's the next step? Dividing both sides by 5 because division is the inverse for multiplication. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so we have 1m is equal to 25 divided by 5 is 5. So the m value here that will make the equation true is m is equal to 5. Let's check our answer. Let's plug in m is 5 back into the equation. We have negative 8, 5 times m value, which is 5, plus 6, is it equal to negative 248. Simplifying this, we have negative 8 times 25 plus 6, is it equal to negative 248. Simplifying the left side further, we have negative 8, 25 plus 6 is 31, is equal to negative 248. And yes, they're equal because negative 8 times 31 is negative 248, which is the same thing as the right side of the equation. So m is equal to 5. Question number 2. Negative 83 is equal to negative 7r plus 3 times the quantity negative 1 minus r. In this problem, we need to simplify first the right side of the equation by doing distributive property and then combining like terms. So this is negative 83 is equal to negative 7r plus, now we need to distribute 3 to the quantity negative 1 minus r. So that is plus negative 3. I will just write negative 3. 3 times negative 1r is negative 3r. Okay. And simplifying the right side, we can combine the like terms negative 7r and negative 3r. So negative 7r and negative 3r is negative 10r. So we have negative 10r minus 3. And from here, we can do the inverse operations. So the first thing that we do is do the inverse of negative 3, which is adding 3 to both sides. Adding 3 to both sides, we have negative 83 plus 3 is negative 80, negative 10r, and negative 3 plus 3 is 0. What's the last step? Dividing, right? We can divide both sides by negative 10. And this means that 8 is equal to our value. Negative 80 divided by negative 10 is positive 8. Negative 10 divided by negative 10 is positive 1. So we have 1r. So the r value here is 8. Alright, let's check the answer. Let's plug in 8 for the r variable. So we have negative 83 is equal to negative 7 times 8. Plus 3 times negative 1 minus r value, which is 8. So here we need to simplify the right side of the equation. Negative 7 times 8 is negative 56. Plus 3 times negative 1 minus 8 is negative 9. Simplifying the right side further, we have negative 56. 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. And if you add negative 27 and negative 56, that's negative 83. This means that the r value is equal to 8. Question number 3. We have 2 times the quantity r plus 5 minus 2 times the quantity r plus 8 is equal to negative 6. So in this equation, we need to distribute first the 2 to the r plus 5, and then negative 2 with the r plus 8, and then combine like terms. So distributing the 2 first, we have 2r plus 10. Distributing the negative 2 or the minus 2, we have minus 2r. Negative 2 times positive 8 is negative 16 is equal to negative 6. Now we need to simplify left side further by combining like terms. What is 2r times negative 2r? Well, that's 0. So in this equation, the variable r became 0. So 2r minus 2r is 0. 10 minus 16 is negative 6. And this means we have negative 6 equals negative 6, which is a true equation. So if it is a true equation, that means there is infinite solution, which means that any value for the variable r will make this equation true. Since there's infinite solution to this equation, this means that we can plug in any value for r and it will make the equation true. Alright, let's try r is equal to 1. If I plug in r is 1, then I will have 2 times 1 plus 5 minus 2, 1 plus 8 is equal to negative 6. So this is 2 times 6 minus 2 times 9 is equal to negative 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 9 is 18. And is it equal to negative 6? Yes, it is. Negative 6 is equal to negative 6. So our value of 1 makes it true. Let us try a negative number, and it should be true when you plug it in. Let's try r is negative 2. If I plug in r is negative 2, then I will have 2 times negative 2 plus 5 minus 2, negative 2 plus 8 is equal to negative 6. So simplifying this, we have 2 times negative 2 plus 5 is 3, minus 2 times negative 2 plus 8 is 6. Is it equal to negative 6? 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12, so you have minus 12. And yes, it's negative 6 is equal to negative 6. So here it also works when we plug in negative 2. Okay, so again, in this equation, any real number will make the equation true. So there's infinite solutions. Question number 4. 8 is equal to 8 times the quantity 3r plus 4 minus 2 times negative 3r minus 3. So in this question, we need to simplify first the right side by doing distributive property. So 8 times 3r is 24r. 8 times 4 is 32. Now let's distribute negative 2. We have negative 2 times negative 3r is positive 6r. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Now let's simplify the right side. 24r plus 6r is 30r. 32 plus 6 is 38. So now we have a simpler equation. 8 is equal to 30r plus 38. And from here, we can do the inverse operations. So the first thing is subtract 38 to both sides. That's the inverse of positive 38. So now we have negative 30 is equal to 30r. And what's the last step? Dividing by 30. So dividing 30 both sides, we now have negative 1 is equal to the r value. Let's check the answer. Let's plug in negative 1 into the equation to see if that is the right answer. So here we have 8 is equal to 8 times 3 times negative 1 plus 4 minus 2 times negative 3 times negative 1 minus 3. Simplifying this, we have 8 times 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, and then negative 3 plus 4. Minus 2, negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3, and then we have minus 3. So this is 8 is equal to 8 times negative 3 plus 4 is 1, and this is minus 2 times 0. So yes, we have 8 is equal to 8 minus 0. So therefore, 8 is equal to 8. So r is equal to negative 1, and that is the right answer. Question number 5. 3 times the quantity 1 plus 5x minus 5 is equal to negative 3 times the quantity negative 4x plus 2 minus 2. So this equation involves parentheses on both sides. So we need to do first distributive property and then combine like terms on each side of the equation. For the left side, we need to distribute first the 3, and this becomes 3 times 5x is 15x, and then we have minus 5. For the right side, we need to distribute the negative 3 to the negative 4x, that's 12x. Negative 3 times 2, we have negative 6, and then we need to copy the minus 2. Simplifying the left side, this is the same thing as 15x minus 2 because we can combine the 3 minus 5. For the right side, we have 12x minus 8 because we can combine negative 6 and negative 2. Now we can isolate the variable x on the left side by subtracting 12x to both sides first. Simplifying this, 15x minus 12x is 3x. Minus 2 is equal to 12x minus 12x is 0. Then we have minus 8. Now we can do the inverse of minus 2, which is adding 2 to both sides. So negative 2 plus 2 is 0. We have 3x is equal to negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. And then we can divide both sides now by 3. So the x value here is negative 2. Now let's verify the answer by plugging in negative 2 into the equation. So we have 3 times 1 plus 5 times negative 2 minus 5, that's on the left side. For the right side, we have negative 3, negative 4 times the negative 2, plus 2, and then minus 2. So using the PEMDAS rule, we have, using the order of operations, we have 3 times 1 plus negative 10, which is minus 10, and then we have minus 5. For the right side, we have negative 3, negative 4 times negative 2 is 8, then we have 8 plus 2, we have minus 2. Simplify further, we have 3 times 1 minus 10 is negative 9, and then we have minus 5. The right side, we have negative 3 times 10, and then minus 2. So 3 times negative 9 is negative 27, minus 5. Is it equal to negative 3 times 10 is negative 30, minus 2. And yes, negative 27 minus 5 is negative 32, and negative 30 minus 2 is also negative 32. So the answer x equals negative 2 is the right answer for this equation. Question number 6. Negative 4 minus 4 times the quantity x minus 8 is equal to 8 minus 8 times the quantity x minus 2. Also, for this equation, we have parentheses on both sides. So first, we need to distribute the negative 4 to the x and the negative 4 to the 8. So I'll copy the negative 4. Distributing negative 4 to the x, we have minus 4x. Negative 4 times negative 8, that's positive 32. And in the right side, copy the 8. Now we need to distribute the negative 8, so that's minus 8x. Negative 8 times negative 2 is plus 16. Now simplifying each side of the equation by combining like terms. For the left side, we can combine negative 4 and 32. So that is 28. So we write down negative 4x plus 28 is equal to. The right side, we can combine the 8 and 16, which is 24. So we have negative 8x plus 24. This means that we can add 8x to both sides. And negative 4x plus 8x is 4x. Copy the plus 28. The negative 8x plus 8x is 0. And then we have 24. Now the inverse of plus 28 is minus 28. 28 minus 28 is 0. So we have 4x is equal to 24 minus 28 is negative 4. And then we can divide both sides by 4. So the x value here is negative 1. Question number 7. Negative 30 plus 3v is equal to negative 7 minus 2 times the quantity v minus 6. We can no longer simplify the left side of the equation, so we just copy negative 30 plus 3v. For the right side, we need to copy first negative 7 and then distribute the negative 2, so we have negative 2v. Negative 2 times negative 6, that is 12. We can simplify the right side of the equation. So this is negative 7 and the 12, that's 5. So we have 5 minus 2v. Now we can isolate the variable v on the left by doing the inverse of minus 2v. So the inverse is adding 2v to both sides. So if we add 2v to both sides, we now have negative 30. 3v plus 2v is 5v. And the right side is only 5 because negative 2v plus 2b can be cancelled. Now the inverse of negative 30 is plus 30. So adding 30 to both sides, we now have 5v is equal to 35. And we can divide both sides by 5. So the v value here is 7. Here are the answers.